Hi, welcome to the Something Gaming Podcast. Here we have Sahil. Say hi.
Hello.
And we have Neil. Say hi.
Hey.
Alright, okay, you take it, Sahil.
That was good. I like that. You should do it more often, I feel.
I got it all from you.
Aw, thanks. I feel like we need to, vary it up all the time, you know? Like, next time Neil can do an intro.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, why not, Neil? I mean, it's pretty simple.
No, it'll go horribly wrong, I can guarantee it.
Hello and welcome to the Something Gaming Podcast. My name is Neil. Today I am joined with Thuy and Sahil, as usual. And if I had a guest, I would introduce them. But we don't, because we can't afford them.
They're too expensive.
I should have written that down. That would have been a good intro.
You can always try to write it down.
Yeah, welcome back. It's been 3 weeks since a new podcast, actually.
We did have another podcast ready, but after some peer review, we decided against it.
Yeah, I wasn't really happy with the results, and I don't think Earl was either. We had my friend Earl on. He's been on our podcast before, but it was basically just me and Earl yelling at each other, and Neil was just quiet the entire time. And yeah, you could see how that could be not fun at all.
Who knows?
It honestly, it was there was nothing significant.
Nothing productive, nothing to the podcast. Yeah.
I want this podcast to be a focused effort of just us casually talking about video games. And it's I couldn't even do that right for a week. So it's yeah, so
it's a learning process.
It is. It's very difficult, honestly, to improv sometimes and just say something that sounds intelligent.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, so how's it going, guys? Life's good?
Yeah. Well, got a mix here and there, but you know what? Everything is progressing. That's what matters. Or if you're happy or whatever.
Neil, you doing alright? I know finals week must be pretty stressful.
Stressful.
Yeah, it could be a lot better, but I'm putting up with it. Always forward. That's my motto for this week.
Good.
Just gotta hang in there, guys. I'm the same way. I'm just really trying to figure out my purpose in life, and I went to a wedding the other day. Actually, it was at an animal farm. I have to tell this story because yes, it was at a petting zoo kind of thing. But they had a lot of unique. They had a lot of unique animals and stuff, and it was really cool. But there was some really horrifying shit there. Basically, they have animals in kind of small little fences and stuff. They seem really well taken care of. There were a lot of goats. There was a lot of alpaca there. There were cute little shepherd dogs there that were really fierce and loyal. And there was a camel there, which was really cool. There was a zebra.
Oh, that's so cool.
They all seem really well behaved and awesome. There were snakes and tarantulas and parakeets and snake. I already said snakes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm really freaked out about snakes, but they're pretty cool, I guess. And it was a lot of fun. And but the most horrifying experience there was, and I realized that Mother Nature can be such a pain in the ass sometimes, and just completely downright cruel and disgusting. When they had a goat and her babies, because I guess the goat had just given birth, and literally the goat had just given birth when we were there to a new baby goat, right? I didn't see the mother give birth, but apparently what happened was we kind of oh, baby goats and stuff, and we go over to the goat pen, and the mother is eating its placenta. And yeah, and apparently that's a thing that happens in nature. It was very gross, and It was probably I looked for like 2 seconds and then I was like, that's happening, and then I just looked away and everybody was just like it was kind of like a car crash, like you're not supposed to look, but you just can't help but looking.
Yeah.
It was kind of like that, and it was a little bit of a mentally scarring experience, but there was also like some sort of humor in there. I think it was like a pity laugh for myself because I just wanted to die a little inside, I think.
But you can tell it as a story, what you're doing now.
It was literally the grossest thing in the world. I swear to God. I felt a little nauseous, like
looking at it.
Yeah, it was. I saw like a little bit of it, and I was like, apparently that's a thing in nature, though. Like animals will eat the placenta because it's full of nutrients and stuff.
Yep.
Jeez.
Hey,
video games, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted to share that story with you guys because I didn't
see that leads in. Sorry, go ahead.
No, let's continue. You're right. It's a lead. It's a lead-in. That's what it is.
It leads into Goat Simulator, which we will be talking about.
Wait, did you really play Goat Simulator? Or?
I mean, I love the game, but I didn't play it recently.
They need to add placenta eating in Goat Simulator.
What if they already have?
It's a hidden Easter egg. Alright, so I don't know how we transition from that, but here we go. So Neil, what have you been playing this week?
Besides the usual games, as in the Siege, the Overwatch, and the Bloodborne, I got into Rise of Nations.
Sweet. Tell us about it, man. I love that game. It's an RTS, and one of the classics, too. So tell me how you like it. Tell me all about it.
What I've realized so far is that the friend that gifted me the game plays it also pretty frequently, and he is about 10 times better than I am. And there's actually led to some pretty funny moments, because while he's here researching nuclear weapons and ICBMs, here I am researching agriculture. So
totally peaceful. Yeah.
Yeah, the point is that he's way further along in skill level. And so, I mean, it is a bit hard for me, but I still enjoyed what I was playing. It's just very fast-paced compared to, say, Civ. Not a great comparison since Civ is turn-based, but
RTS is a very, very... the difficulty curve is just ridiculous for RTS.
Yeah, like StarCraft and like Age of Empires or something.
Yeah, I love Age of Empires. I think it's
Me
amazing.
too!
Do you guys have Age of Empires 2? I actually have the HD version.
Me too. I have 2 and I have 3, and then, yeah, I played 1 before, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, Neil, do you have Age of Empires 2 HD?
I should. I don't know.
You can play multiplayer.
Oh, man. I was going to say... Yeah, that's what I was going to say. We should all, like, do a multiplayer. I love Age of Empires. I love RTS. RTS is, like, a really cool genre, but I'm just not very, like, good at it. Like, and the only, like, ones that I really play are, like, the older ones from, like, the 90s and early 2000s.
Nice. It's okay. You never played StarCraft, have you?
I've actually never really extensively played StarCraft. I tried the trial version of StarCraft 2, and it was a lot of fun, but I don't know. I guess I'm just not a very big fan of Blizzard games, honestly.
I think that campaign is good. You could have tried the campaign instead.
Yeah, I might pick it up, because I heard if you buy Legacy of the Void, you kind of just get everything for free.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so maybe one day I'll pick it up, but I don't know.
Now.
I just never have the commitment to like buy any like Blizzard games. I like the games that they put out. It's just I don't know. I never like have like maybe I'm just so
it's
like
not your thing.
Yeah. Maybe I'm just so like bastardized by like Hearthstone and the abusive relationship I have with it.
Damn.
But Neil, I'm interested to ask because like even though like the like skill level between you and your friend is a lot different, you're still having a blast with it though, right?
Oh yeah, it's like an hour can go by easily. I'll still be really invested in it all. So
I think that's like one of the most unique things about the RTS genre is that like if it's done really well, even inexperienced players playing with experienced players can still have a really good time, and like it's like very interactive. You know, like stuff's always happening, and you can. I don't know, like it's just so fast paced and like. RTS is just such a cool genre. Now I want to play Rise of Nations again. That's all I really want to say. I'll pick it up. I will try to pick it up maybe, and maybe we can play together, Neil. Or maybe you could pick up Age of Empires 2, and all three of us can play that.
That'd be fun.
Do you have Rise of Nations 3 or?
No, I never played it before. Never heard of it until today.
Oh wow! Oh yeah, it's a lot more.
I like it. I looked at it just now.
Yeah, you start from like the ancient age to like all the way to like modern time. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Yeah, there's an Armageddon meteor. If you use too many nukes, the end of the world happens and everybody loses, which is really cool.
That is cool.
Yep. And also, like, you can defend yourself from nuclear missiles, and they have like awesome like technologies in the very end game that let you instantly create units and shit, and it's stressful, dude, but it's really fun.
That's
the
cool.
Maps get really big, and the empires and civilizations like expand. Like if you do a 1v1 game with like another AI player, like they will take up literally like the entire map if you don't stop them.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I feel like I'm glad you're having fun with it, Neil. I really do.
Cool.
Yeah. But anyway, so anything else you're playing, or?
Besides that, no.
Cool. Thuy, what are you up to? What games are you playing?
Since the last time we talked, which is like in the past 2 weeks, I've played a couple of games. I think streaming has helped me a lot to complete my games these days. Like, I completed Firewatch, I think you were there.
Yeah, I was.
And then I finished To the Moon. That was beautiful.
Oh, did you cry at the end?
Of course, but not on stream. I was like, I gotta hold back the tears.
I'm gonna cry myself to sleep tonight. Goodbye.
Yeah. No, I didn't end it right away. That was a really fun moment, though, because a lot of people were watching, and they got to see the ending. So that was a beautiful moment I watched with people. And then I also am starting to play Bastion, so that's a lot of games I've been trying.
I have never played Bastion. I heard it was really good, though.
It's amazing.
Soundtrack is great. Like, I would buy that separately.
It's so good, isn't it?
Yes. I think I'm halfway
Also, that
through.
narrator.
Yeah, that's the only thing I know about it.
He's so cool. He's like, this is like Western. It gives me that Western feel.
The kid couldn't shoot a gun properly or something. He like narrates all the like stupid stuff you do sometimes, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I'm like, he's like, oh, you fell off or something like that. I'm like, he's not very smart. I'm like, what the But yeah.
Cool. I Bastion's only like $5, isn't it?
I think I got it from Humble Bundle, so it was really cheap.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's on there all the time, actually, I think. But maybe I'll just pick it up on Steam and play it one day.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap, and it's worth it, in my opinion, for the price.
Damn. Anything else you're playing?
Besides... Okay, so... I don't know what happened, but I was like, oh, I want to play a game where I can just kind of fill in my time randomly when I'm doing stuff. Like, idle games. That's what they're called. I didn't know the name of it, but it's called idle games, like Cookie Clicker and stuff. I was playing Cookie Clicker, and then I also ended up playing Cookie Clicker at the same time. I'm like, oh, I can just spend time on this game and then do it on this game and then let both accumulate cookies or whatever. So, it's a bad addiction.
I always have like trouble like classifying those games as games, honestly, but I guess they kind of are.
Like a game. But it's called idle games, where you just sit there and let it accumulate. And I guess the appeal to it is that, oh man, I'm progressing fast, and then it gets you hooked. And at the very end, it's slower, so you let it sit there, but you come back later, and you're like, yay, more things to spend.
The only
it's like gambling.
The only idle game I really enjoyed playing was I think it's called like Potion Shop or whatever. It's like an iOS game. It's where you have like a little anime girl or a little like there's like two little anime girls and you make potions by like tapping ingredients into the like potion brewing thing. Yeah, have you heard of this game? Yeah,
Cauldron or something? No, yeah. I'm looking at it right now.
And it's really cute, and it actually had like a little bit of strategy to it. In the way you spend your resources and stuff to like make better potions, to like complete quests and stuff that help you create better potions and help you like safeguard. But the problem I had with the game was that it was all RNG, and that like a really good potion that you make can just not be made because randomness.
Oh.
And I'm just like, ugh. And then my fingers started hurting playing that game, so.
Finger strength.
Yeah. You would think that after like 20 years of playing games, I would have some, but
not when you have to constantly press. Like in League or Dota, you click sometimes, but sometimes you're not.
So. Sometimes you get a break and you're dead.
When you're dead,
your teammate is yelling at you.
Yeah.
Then you have to deal with the mental stress that comes with that.
And then it's a whole mess.
And then you're just sad.
You're just sad. Yes, I'm probably a masochist for playing those games. I love MOBAs.
I like MOBAs too. I just wish they were more fun to play.
I think they're fun to play. I guess because it's like I like being with friends and we do silly things, and there's just so many different variables you can just do.
I think I just need a good group of friends to play with, honestly, then, from what you're saying.
You had friends to play with?
Yeah, we did play. We did have like a time where we were all playing Dota together, huh?
That was silly.
Yeah, maybe we should get back into it sometime.
I got to play with a bunch of other people, and it was really fun. I didn't know any of them. Like, I knew them kind of, but I never played with them. And they were all really nice people, so it does depend if they're nice and stuff.
How's the new Dota update, by the way? Did we talk about this on the last podcast or anything?
Yes, we did.
Oh, we did? Okay, yeah. Never mind then. I won't retread ground, I guess. But, because I had a conversation with my friend Mork about it, so it was just like, because he's really into Dota as well, so.
Nice. Wait, yeah, I talked to him a lot about it.
Yeah. It was a pretty interesting update. A lot of angry people, a lot of people who were just like, oh, okay.
I like it. It makes it fresh.
Yeah. I guess I have to transition into my inevitable Breath of the Wild craziness kind of thing, right?
Yes.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about before I hijack the podcast?
Well, no.
Yeah, not really.
Goodbye, then. I just kick you off the Skype call.
Alright, I'm gonna talk about all the things.
Well, okay, I won't spoil the game too much, I guess, but I will say spoiler alert. Well, yeah, I'm just gonna say whatever I want about the game, like, honestly. So, there's a spoiler alert. So, if you don't want to hear about Zelda, then you could just skip ahead. I mean, maybe I'll leave like a little annotation or whatever you can skip ahead to when this video is done and edited. But anyway, Breath of the Wild. It's The Legend of Zelda, if you don't know. I love The Legend of Zelda, like, if you didn't figure that out already. I've been playing since Ocarina of Time, and I just love all the 3D Zelda games. They're like my favorite thing ever. A lot of good memories playing Zelda games. So obviously I was really excited for Breath of the Wild, and it was a good game. Pretty much. I beat it. I just kind of... With Zelda games, I like to just kind of run to the end, usually. But, I mean, I won't say it's a perfect game, because it definitely isn't. And maybe it's just because I'm older and more cynical, but there are some few objective things, like... So I play the game on the Wii U because I obviously don't have a Switch because I'm a broke college student, so you know. But the game runs at 30 frames per second performance wise, and it runs at that like pretty constantly on the Wii U version. But whenever like something happens, like you get into a fight or whatever, it just like goes down to 15, and it's really annoying, and it kind of like ruins the it doesn't, I don't want to say it like ruins the experience completely, because like you can still play the game, but I have had moments where the game actually locked up a little bit and like took a second to like load. It was very strange. It like
They said this was the problem, actually, the Switch itself. Nintendo said it. I don't know if you saw that news.
actually, I'm playing on the Wii U, but I heard the Switch has the same problem though. Like it has the same kind of frame
FPS
drops.
drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
I heard the Wii U version is a little more though. So
Dang.
which is weird. It's like a weird thing to see, because like I've never really like had that problem in other Zelda games, and so like seeing it in this one is just kind of like really, come on guys, like I thought like you guys did quality over like the like quantity. That's what this game really feels like. It feels like quantity over quality sometimes. It's just like we created a massive world and it's big and beautiful, and I love the world. It's really awesome. It evokes a lot of feelings of like Shadow of the Colossus and Dark Souls and Skyrim, and but it really just I don't know. It's detrimental, because that's not the Zelda game like I love and remember all the time. You know, like it doesn't feel as like focused. You know, and I you know, it's fine that they want to go that route. Like I'm glad they tried it, you know? I'm glad, like, I'm just as glad that they tried the voice acting in this game, too. I'm glad that they're trying new things with Zelda, because if you keep retrending the old formula all the time, then obviously it's going to get stale. And honestly, I think if they tried to retrend the formula this time, like, it probably, like, it would have made the Zelda people happy, but, like, I don't think they would have, like, done anything, like, super innovative or whatever. And after, like, kind of, like, the mess that Skyward Sword was, like, I think they really did have to try something a little new and more focused, so... Or, I mean, less focused, sorry. Because Skyward Sword was kind of a mess, so... It didn't play well at all, but at least this game, like, you can actually play it, so... I'm just kidding about the Skyward Sword stuff. It's an okay game. It's just the motion controls kind of ruined the experience for a lot of people, but
yeah, makes sense.
Okay, so I guess I'll go. That's just like my general thoughts on the game. It's a good game. I like it. To get into like some more specifics, I guess I'll just do some pros and cons. How about that? So some pros. I really love the beginning of the game where it just starts you and it's like, here's the game, and then you wake up and you're like, okay, I'm Link. And I look kind of different, but it's cool. And you're just like, you exit the area, and then the credits play, or the like opening credit plays, and it's just like you can see this big, beautiful world, and it's like, go out there and play the game. And it's just like, cool, awesome. No like crazy Ocarina of Time like intro or whatever, where Navi's running into fucking fences and shit. So this is something I did after a second playthrough. I actually kind of, not to go straight into a con or whatever, but I found out that the game, at the very beginning at least, isn't as open as it feels, or like, as it like shows that it is, because you actually start on like a plateau. And on this plateau, you can't actually get off of it until you complete the like main quest mission on that plateau. And I found that to be like really disappointing, because the very first time you play the game, you're very inclined to just kind of follow the path because it shows you a cutscene of an old man or whatever.
Yeah.
And you feel inclined to like follow that path. But the second time I started a new game, I was just like, what happens if I just don't follow that path? And I just like ran off a cliff to the left. And then I was just like, let me just go to the shrines and like see if I can just kind of complete the game by myself and like get on, because you need the paraglider to get off the thing. So I was like, maybe I could just kind of like skip all that story and just do the shrines. It turns out you kind of have to do the story because you have to activate the towers and stuff to like activate.
To teleport.
Yeah, to teleport, right. And activating that very first tower activates all the shrines in the game. Like, so like, why. If you do not activate that first tower, you cannot do anything in that game. Well, I mean, you could run around for a bit and shoot stuff, I guess, but your experience will be very limited. So that was a bit of a surprise, honestly, because I was just like, that's kind. I feel like they kind of cheesed their way out of like, this is really open world. But thankfully, after that whole sequence, with the moment where you get the mission Destroy Ganon, whoops, spoiler, you destroy Ganon in a Zelda game. Oh, whoops. The moment you get the mission Destroy Ganon, it's a really cool moment because I never thought in a Zelda game I'd receive a mission that just said, in the very beginning of the game, that just said, oh, go destroy Ganon. It's like, whoa, shit, like, you can't believe that, right?
Intensity, yeah.
Yeah, and it's really cool, that, like, and it just says go after that, and you can just fly anywhere you want in the world, and you could literally complete all the dungeons, and, you don't have to go do the main quest or do anything in a specific order. All the dungeons you can do in any order you want. You can not do the dungeon at all, and you could just go to any single place you want. And most things can be completed from everything you get in the like tutorial area. They give you all the skills you need. Like they give you all the runes, which are like they eliminate the need for like bombs or whatever, so you can just kind of use infinite bombs or whatever. They have a bunch of physics-based puzzles, which I'm not quite sure I am 100% with because some of them are really frustrating, and some of them are trial and error, but most of them kind of work, but I'm not sure I'm really happy that my Zelda game has a physics-based puzzle in there.
I mean, it's interesting.
Oh, definitely. It's really interesting, and I'm glad they tried something new. It's really cool that like all the physics stuff applies in the open world too, not just in the shrines, so like you can kind of mess with a bunch of stuff. Video Game Donkey made a really funny video where like he's just kind of messing with all the mechanics of the game, and it's really awesome. See that. Yeah, I like learned a lot just by watching that video, and I had a good laugh. So I'd actually really recommend that video. To anyone.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it after this.
It's really fun. I found out you can like attach Octorok balloons to a boat to make that boat float up in the air. But the balloons will break, and then you could flip the boat over, which is really weird. It kind of like, I feel like it kind of messes with the game's like object orientation because like it looks really weird that the boat's sail doesn't break or anything. Yeah. I don't know. It's really fun and interesting. So I can't really like hate it too much that they tried this like new kind of system of like, oh, we're just gonna do a bunch of physics-based puzzles. It's frustrating at times. Especially, like, there's, like, these, like, golf ones where you have to, like, get a rock into, like, the center of, like, a hole or whatever. And it's just like, oh, God, please. I don't want to do this.
I mean, the monsters also hurt, so, like, you die kind of fast in the game.
Oh, yeah. Good point. I don't feel like the combat system is as fluid as it should be. And one thing I'm really mad about, and I might just be really stupid, but they don't have an option for, in the options menu, because I'm a stickler for options sometimes, but in the options menu for Zelda games, they usually have a choice to target, to hold the targeting button, or to put it on switch. So if you just press the button, you'll auto-target onto an enemy, and you don't have to like press or hold the button. It just targets the enemy until it's defeated or you lock off or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But this one only has hold, so you have to hold the button. And I feel like that's really disorienting, like holding it in your hands, because like you're holding that button, but then you're trying to like figure out the other 500 controls at times, and then it's just like kind of like a big mess sometimes. And yeah.
That's what I noticed when I only played like 10 minutes or something of it, but I mean...
There's a learning curve. Yeah, there's a learning curve.
Yeah.
And it's not like a like skill-based learning curve. It's you're kind of wrestling with the controls learning curve.
Also, when you throw your arrows, oh man, you limited and then you throw it and you're like, oh, I need to go pick it up to get it again.
Yeah. I like that though. That's something that kind of stuck around in Zelda games actually. Like, if like, you can actually like pick up arrows sometimes if you didn't like shoot it properly or whatever, I guess.
Gotcha.
What else is there? Oh yeah, the combat system. I guess I guess I can go into a little more detail about the combat system. Basically, they kind of made it like, I guess they were kind of going for like a semi-casual, like Souls-like kind of system.
Dark Soul.
Yeah, you can dodge enemy attacks, and if you do like a parry or counter at the right time, you can unleash a flurry of attacks. And they have some like Witcher stuff thrown in there where you make potions and stuff. I actually really like the cooking system of the game. I think it's really neat and interesting, and a lot of depth to it too, or just enough depth, I would say. And it really prepares you for some of like the higher HP enemies in the game. And actually, because of the cooking system, you can really take on any enemy in the game, as long as you make a good enough potion that lasts you, I guess. But, I don't know, in this Zelda game, you die a lot, and sometimes it's not, like, your fault entirely. It's just like, oh, this enemy looks strong, I wonder how strong it is. And you go up and you get hit and you just instantly die, because welcome to the new Zelda game. I've never had a Zelda game where, like, an enemy just one-hit kills you. Like, it's just, like, the most mind-boggling thing ever. It's such a, like, weird, like, like, Zelda thing to do. Like, usually if you get hit by an enemy, you get punished for it, but you don't, like, they, like, kind of, like, show you, like, oh, you got damaged because he did this move. Next time, watch out for it. This game, they don't, like, care at all. They're just like, yeah, if you get hit by an enemy attack and you're not ready for it, you're just dead. It's like, even in the original Zelda game, they didn't do that. Like, at least they had like a fighting chance, you know. But I don't know how I feel about that. The combat system's a little too brutal, in my opinion.
The combat is a little tough. I was at that one place in the beginning where you have to shoot when you first get your arrows. I think you have to shoot the guy on top, and then there's a skull. And you have to shoot down the rope to drop down the fire lantern.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I died in that same exact area.
And the blue guy was like...
That motherfucker just killed me instantly. And I literally, like... my mouth dropped, or my jaw dropped, because I was just like, what the fuck just killed me? Like, I can't believe this guy.
Me and my friends were all playing. We swapped between people, so if you die, you gotta switch. And then everybody was switching.
I didn't think that would be the ideal way to play a Zelda game, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. But we finally beat it, so that was good. Because one of our friends is so pro.
How do you feel about I don't know, because you just played on that little peninsula, huh? Or that little plateau, right, Thuy? Did you play the demo, or...?
I have no idea if it was the demo or not.
It probably was. That whole area was very demo-like.
Okay, then it is.
Yeah, the rest of the world is just really open and crazy. There's like... I thought like I was just going to be alone in the entire game. I feel like the beginning of the game kind of gives you a bad impression of what the rest of the game will be like. Because the very beginning of the game feels like survival, honestly. And I guess the rest of the game kind of feels like that too. Until you start running into NPCs and stuff, and you start like getting like waypoints to like certain like little towns and shops and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they're villages in this game. There's no like straight up town in this game, I guess. But yeah, it's really like weird because it's just like I thought I was just gonna kind of be alone in the world, and not to say that like a majority of the game you aren't alone in the world, because it really does evoke the feeling of Shadow of the Colossus, and that's why I think you would really love this game, Neil, because like there are moments where you're just in this beautiful field like with a horse, just like running like with like. Just, like, riding a horse, like, and then, like, enemies just come out of nowhere, and you're just, like, fighting them, and, like, sometimes a giant enemy will show up, and it's just like, holy shit! And some music will start playing, and then you have to, like, stab it in the head 5 times.
I think what's really cool is the sound you make, and the cold and hot temperature thing.
Yeah, so, actually, credits to, or shoutouts to Super Bunny Hop for, kind of like tweeting about this. If you play the game in so I actually really recommend you play the game with those options turned on the screen first. But I'm actually I don't know if I can make that recommendation, because it is very confusing unless you know that it exists, because the game tells you that like, oh, how much sound you make impacts like the stealth, and what weather is like, where the wind is blowing affects stuff, and like if you start a forest fire, shit will happen, and it's just like all this like weird like environmental mechanics that are happening, which is really cool. And I found out that you can actually like turn off every single like HUD thing except for your life bar. And it's actually makes for a much more interesting experience because like you have to like really pay attention. It's really cool because like it just like logically like makes a lot of sense, and I feel like this is the way they wanted the game to play. Actually, like you just have to constantly open a map and look where you're going, and maybe you have to like add like your own little sprites and stuff. And it's really cool that like you can like freeze to death in this game. And I know that sounds really weird, but it's also really cool that you can die of heat exhaustion as well. And you have to like wear certain clothes and all this other weird stuff. It really is like survival. They really like took a look at the front page of Steam Early Access games and just like they were like, this is a great idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess I should talk about some story elements. So I guess I won't tell you what the story is pretty like point A to point B. It's just like go destroy Ganon and go to the 4 shrines or whatever and summon the Guardians or whatever. And there are giant mechs this time, apparently. It's very strange, but I won't get too much into detail. I also like how in this game, like usually like in Zelda games, like the story will take you to the Master Sword. But in this game, I was just kind of like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna go find the Master Sword. So I heard about this place by talking to NPCs, the Lost Woods, and I was like, I know my Zelda lore. It's gonna be in the Lost Woods. So I find my way to the Lost Woods, and I'm like, alright, I'm getting through these woods. I have no idea what I need to do, but I'm getting through them. And I like figured out the way through the Lost Woods, because it's one of those like instant, like, if you get lost, you teleport back to the beginning kind of places. I figured out that whole thing. And I found the Master Sword, and I was just like, holy shit, I found the Master Sword, right? And I tried to pull it out, and apparently if you don't have enough health, the Master Sword tries to fucking kill you. So, that's fun.
Damn.
So yeah.
Expecting that.
Yeah, you actually have to, it's like a mandatory kind of exploration of the game that you have to do. But it's really interesting because you can actually go to the very last boss in the very beginning. Like, once you get the mission to destroy Ganon, you could go straight to Hyrule Castle and just fight Ganon, apparently. You probably won't have enough health to, like, get there alive, but if you can manage to make it through all of it, then you can actually fight him. Granted that he has a giant HP bar compared to every other enemy in the game, and he takes forever to kill, and yeah, you'll probably die if you try to just go straight for Ganon. But it's really cool that you can do that, like, honestly. Oh yeah, the voice acting's terrible. Okay, well, let me clarify. Zelda's voice actor, I'm not happy with. No offense to the actual voice actor, but I just did not like her voice. Like, it just, like, it was so, like, typical, like, British princess-ish, you know? And I was just like, come on, really? And some of the other characters, their voice actors are a little... It's just... I don't know how I feel about voice acting in a Zelda game. I'm glad they did it with this one, honestly, because I'm glad they at least gave it a shot, you know? Because I feel like they just tried to, like... Oh, wait, Link doesn't have a voice actor, though, so at least he was quiet the entire time. And I guess that makes sense, right? It's actually really funny, because in this game, they really, like, kind of, like, push it in your face that, like, Link doesn't talk. Because, like, all the characters are like, oh, yeah, Link, you're a little quiet today. And it's like, oh, Link, you don't have much to say, huh? It's like, his expression told me everything. He didn't have to say a word. I'm just like, come on, guys, really? It's so silly and stupid. Yeah, the plot for this Zelda game is really stupid. Although all the boss fights are really cool too, so they're all like different forms of Ganon, kinda, but they're really hard, and they're really like the very first boss that I fought like killed me like really fast, like 5 times. It's literally a Dark Souls boss too. Like it really is. Like you just like memorize a pattern, and there's no weak point either. You just have to like find a chance to attack. And it has, like, it's really cool because it has, like, the name of the boss and then a health bar. And I'm like, good job taking that from Souls games.
That's how I feel, like that Dark Soul kind of feeling.
Yeah. I'm glad they, like, took it. It's really, like, kind of, like, cute how they, like, took... Because Dark Souls is really inspired by Zelda games.
Uh-huh.
And it's really nice that, like, they kind of...
Doing the same.
Yeah, they, like, kind of gave some love back, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, I guess my recommendation is that if you pick up this game, play it the way, don't really, like, expect, like, the best game in the world. Just expect a really pleasant game to play. How about that? Because it's really just a really nice, peaceful experience, honestly. Of just, it really feels like an exploration game rather than a Zelda game. And I'm happy with that, honestly. I'm really happy that, like, the developers were able to pull that off in a really awesome way. I wouldn't say it's a traditional Zelda game at all. I'd say, like, this is, like, kind of more on the line of, like, Hyrule Warriors or something. Although this is a much more focused... This is a lot closer to the traditional formula, I guess, but that being said, it's not that close at all. It still has puzzles. It still has, like, some Zelda elements in there. It still, like, invokes the feelings of a Zelda game, you know? But
yeah.
I wouldn't say, like... I think I'm gonna have to wait a while, guys, because it's just, like... When's that experience of, like, I'm gonna go on... I don't know, maybe this is an interesting moment where Nintendo's like, maybe we really need to evolve the formula a little bit and we need to try new things with Zelda, because honestly, like, because Skyward Sword was such a hand-holding, like, mess of an experience, and, like, they didn't really, like, do anything, like, super creative, they just kind of, like, rewrote the formula again and again, and it kind of failed on them. I feel like this was the game they wanted to try something new. And although it didn't, like, succeed, I feel, in, like, making it that traditional Zelda formula, or that I don't want to say traditional Zelda formula, the traditional Zelda, like, game feel, it still managed to be a good game. So, I don't understand all these, like, fanboys that are just, like, going crazy that, like, this is the best game ever! It's like, I'm, like, a crazy hardcore Zelda fan, too, but, like, I can honestly tell you that no Zelda game is perfect, and this one is no exception. Like, it really isn't. Like, the fact that the game doesn't even run properly is, like, an ode to, like, how it is not a perfect game at all.
Of course.
But yeah, I love it. I'm still playing it. So it is a good game. I just wish they would have fixed a lot of the, like, performance problems, and maybe thrown away the voice acting. I don't know. Maybe tried some other things different, but I don't know. I guess I can't really complain because I'm having fun with it. So I'm happy with what game I got, I guess. I won't say that they should have redesigned and made a completely new other game that fulfills all my expectations, I guess. Because sometimes you get in life, you get pleased by what you don't expect. So, and this is one of those. Yeah, this is one of those games, honestly. Anyway, that was my whole thing on Breath of the Wild. I hope I made somewhat sense.
That was great. I liked it.
Thanks. Do you guys have any questions for me, by the way? Like, I honestly can answer anything about the game you want. Like, if you don't. Like, I'd say play it yourselves, honestly. Like,
I do want to get it. I was like, alright, I'll think about getting the Switch. I'm like, I'm more likely to get it.
Well,
but I might wait for a friend that finishes it, and I bet you they only have Zelda. That's it.
So
it's just sitting there.
Here's the thing with the Switch and the Wii U. I'm just guessing, but I'm predicting that the Wii U will drop in price now that the Switch is out.
Mm-hmm.
So I would actually pick up a Wii U if you want, I guess. And wait for a better version of the Switch to come out that doesn't have dead pixels and weird docking issues and all kinds of other stuff. Wait for that new version of the Switch, and then while you have a Wii U, you can play games like Xenoblade Chronicles X, and if you've never played Wind Waker, you can play Wind Waker and Breath of the Wild and all kinds of other cool games, because I actually really like the Wii U as a system, and I'm glad this Zelda game was on that system.
That's a good suggestion, actually.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a lot cheaper, honestly, and the Wii U is a good console. Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate, yeah, that's another good game.
I already have on 3DS, though.
Tokyo Mirage Sessions, if you're looking for a Persona experience.
But Persona 5.
Persona 5 is going to be for the PS4, though.
Yeah, that's why I need to buy PS4 instead.
Oh my god, Persona 5 is going to come out in like less than a month, dude. Oh my god. Oh my god! Dude. Oh, did I tell you I got a copyright strike?
For what?
I was really stupid, and I uploaded, I was just like, I'm gonna make something, right? And I played the original Persona game, right? And I just did some derpy commentary over it. And I left the intro in, where it was like, dream of a butterfly, or whatever. I don't know what that girl was saying.
The song?
About. Yeah, apparently, that intro was copyrighted, and, I got copyright striked, and I couldn't monetize the video, but then I was like, I don't want to deal with this copyright strike. And I wasn't really happy with the video, so I just took it down.
Oh, that's too bad. But yeah, it does, like, songs, you gotta be careful with those.
But it's such a great intro, and I was talking over it, so I was being obnoxious and giving people the experience of listening to a great song.
Yeah.
Well, that was fun. How are we doing on time, by the way? We're 46 minutes in. Cool. Anything else you guys want to talk about, or any news happening besides the problems with the Switch? I guess.
Well, I do know one news is that they're investing Rocket League company I can't say it. Psyonix. Psyonix. There we go. God, I'm so sorry. They are investing $2 million into Rocket League esports.
Wow,
so that's
really?
Gonna be fun, in my opinion.
Holy crap!
I think it's around that much. I think.
Damn, I thought Rocket League was just kind of like a fun derpy game, but I didn't realize it had like a esports scene.
Yeah, they're getting into it now, and it's pretty cool. All these top teams, like big organization, are making their own Rocket League teams, so it's pretty exciting. I might try the game myself now.
I've never played it. Neil, you have it, right?
I don't have it. I just played it.
Oh, okay. How is it? Wait, I guess then you two have played it then, huh?
I played it for like 5 minutes, I think.
Oh, okay. Our experiences aren't that great with it then. I haven't touched it at all. I don't really have an interest to play, so.
I will soon, so.
Cool. I'm glad. Hey, anything to build up the esports scene. I mean,
Yep.
It's kind of cool that, like, you know what? I already went through that whole schmuck there. I mean, not schmuck, that whole shtick, with schmuck and schmick. What am I saying? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore.
I don't know what you're saying.
The shtick about me talking about esports. I'm uninformed on the topic. Our expert is Thuy. I'm just gonna leave it to her. Alright, guys? I know you were complaining about it in the comments section. Not really, because nobody ever comments on these videos anyway, so. Except for my homie LNG Plays. That's the only guy who comments. Alright.
Yeah, thanks, sir. Yeah.
Holy shit. Anyway, anything else, guys? I mean, I think we're nearing the end.
Well, that's about it for now.
Yeah, I guess so. Hey, we actually did a good podcast, I feel.
Hey.
We didn't yell at each other. I didn't call Earl some mean names. Neil didn't stay quiet the entire time, which is really cool.
Happens.
It happens. I feel for Neil, because Neil is the most passionate about games he can play and talk about. Does that make any sense? It probably doesn't make any sense, but the way I'm describing Neil is like, he's probably single in his 40s on Craigslist, if anyone's interested. He's a real expert on Metal Gear if you have a hard-on for that, I guess.
Good.
It's funny. I've known Neil long enough to know that he's giving me a dirty look right now. I can't even see his face, but I can tell.
Yeah, I feel it. It's like going through so much intensity.
Neil, what do you have to say to defend yourself? Come on.
No comment.
Sorry, what was that? Alright, guys. Well, that was episode 10. Hey, we made it to 10 episodes. Pretty good, huh? Here's to another 10 more. Honestly, like, I feel like this podcast is, like, very strange, because, like, a lot of it, like, I feel like I'm kind of the only one who plays games constantly, because I'm an unemployed asshole. And Thuy is busy working, and she gets time to play, like, smaller things, and Neil is in school, so he's busy studying and stuff. So I feel like maybe we'll keep the podcast maybe like once every 2 weeks. I would like to do it every week, but like I'm still in this like weird zone of like I really gotta like focus on like what this show needs to be about. So I don't know. I'm still in this like weird zone of like I love doing the podcast. I really do. I just feel like we don't have enough to talk about sometimes.
Well, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's hard to get enough content within a week, unless we all constantly been playing the similar games or something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, but I'm gonna try to make it work. I guess the best way is like just asking you guys every week, like, hey, you play anything new you want to talk about this week on the podcast we can have, maybe, and then we could just do our podcast like that. Or if I have guests set up, then like that'll be a good time to like have a podcast or whatever. Which I really need to get on the guest train. I really need to start inviting some people on here that
just reach out to people. Just don't be afraid.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I'm just kind of afraid of what people will think. I don't even know how to like approach it, honestly, because like, do I just like message them on Twitter like, hey, I'm a fan of your videos. You want to hang out with us for an hour?
Well, you can word it a little differently, but like, I mean, we have 10 episodes now, and like, you can definitely improve the quality if you wish.
I'm always
to show that you are
honestly.
Serious. Like, I think the main thing is that each time you do something, there's something kind of like an improvement. Like, I bet you our first one, I'm pretty sure it was like a little bit of a mess. It's gotten a little better. But we can implement more stuff.
The first and second episode are pretty terrible, honestly. It was just me and Neil, like, losing our minds about shit.
So yeah, just take the steps to show the improvement, and I'm pretty sure people start taking it seriously too.
YouTube.com/Twinkie. She's the sweetest girl you ever knew. Alright, anyway.
Thank you.
Thuy, why don't you plug your stuff real quick, and then, we'll,
Oh yeah, you guys can follow me on Twitter at Banana Twinkie. Twinkie spells as Tweenkie. I also have a YouTube channel. I think it has a different name though, right?
You don't even know.
I made it 10 years ago. It was like Freaking with the E as 3. So that's my YouTube channel.
Actually, no, it's TWEENKIE. That's what your channel is, apparently.
Oh, I must have changed it then.
Yeah.
Cool. There. And yeah, and I also stream on beam.pro. Same thing, Twinkie as well. Shout out to Alan G Plays for coming to my stream. If you're watching this video, thank you so much for stopping by. Really appreciate it.
For sure. Awesome. Love that guy, seriously. Alan G is our homie, yo. Alright. Neil, you got anything going on that people want to follow you or anything?
Nope.
It's okay, right. Neil likes to chill.
I know. Well, Neil will be... I think Neil's doing a good job protecting his identity, honestly. So... Me and Thuy are gonna get punched in the face one day. You made a crappy video about Breath of the Wild. How dare you say it's not perfect?
Trips me. What the hell? Who's that guy?
Who the hell is this fucker? God. Anyway, things going on my channel. The developer is a Sharpie, which is this like 2D platformer game I played. They updated their game, so they asked me to play their game again. So I'm probably gonna do that this week. And I'm gonna make a much more detailed video about it. It's just a cute little platformer these two girls are working on, I guess. I assume that they're girls. The credits made me think that they are. They're really nice. So they were like, "Hey, we updated our game. You want to play it?" And I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'll play it. I'll make a video on it too." And also, I'm gonna be playing this new card game called Varia. Total Biscuit made a video about it, and it looked really interesting. So it's a new free-to-play card game, and I want to check it out. So I want to make a video about that once I have enough experience understanding what the game's about. It looked really interesting, so I thought I'd give it a shot. Other than that, I'll try to play some more stuff on itch. You can follow me on Twitter. I don't have a lot of followers, but I kind of like to retweet some stuff sometimes, so if you're interested in that, for sure. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Maybe we'll have a podcast next week, maybe we won't. We'll see. I'll update you on Twitter for that, I guess. Anyway, that's our podcast. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging in there, even though we weren't on for 3 weeks. I'll try to update my channel more. I'll try to grow it some more. Hopefully we can get a real gang going here. And much love to you all, seriously. And stay safe out there, seriously. Much love. One love. I don't know.
Thank you, everyone.
Smooches and kisses, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day.
XOXO.
It's not even Valentine's Day. It's Daylight Savings Day. Go to sleep, kids. Come on.
God, 1 hour.
I know, right? I actually took a nap and I woke up and I was really dizzy and I was like, oh shit, what happened? Anyway, bye guys, take care.
Bye.